Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark. Be a part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Please like, subscribe, and share. We all need to work together because these crimes keep happening to our children too often. Started out with a couple of Bible verses. Matthew 18, verse 6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Matthew 18, verse 10. Take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones, for I say unto you, that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. There are a lot of parents that embitter their children also, so I'm going to go with such mine did. Colossians 3:21. Fathers, do not embitter your children, or they will become discouraged. Now let's go with copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing on Facebook and all as well, our bucket list. I will let Jackie know that I'm here too. Okay. So today we've got an interesting story. Hey there, Jackie. Hello, bucket list. Thanks for being here, y'all both. I appreciate y'all too. And others that come in here as well. You heard me say that. Okay, today's an interesting story. I'm glad that this perverted, um, I'm going to refrain from cursing, but people like this, there's another word for it, and I'm not going to stoop down to the level and say those curse words. It just angers me because Sean Williams from Tennessee is arrested for raping 50 women and girls. He video recorded his attacks. That way, that was good that it's video recorded because guess what? That did. He actually got the evidence against himself, didn't he? All right. So we're going to go on down to, we'll start with the very first one where it says about Sean Williams facing multiple child rape charges in Washington County, Tennessee. I'll start off there, okay? Sharing the screen now. There it is right here. In Jonesboro, Tennessee. Okay, it says Sean Williams is facing multiple child rape charges in Washington County, Tennessee, according to the District Attorney General, Steve Finney. Jonesboro, Tennessee. Sean Williams is facing multiple child rape charges in Washington County, Tennessee, according to District Attorney General Steve Finney. Williams was indicted on 3 cases, according to officials. Case 1, 2 counts of rape of a child, 4 counts of especially aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor. Case 2, 3 counts of aggravated sexual battery under the age of 13, 12 counts of aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor. Case 3, aggravated child rape, 4 counts of especially aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor. Williams was arrested in April by the Western North Carolina University Police Department in Kellowee. According to Police Chief Steve Lilliards, Williams was asleep in a vehicle, and a search of the vehicle found controlled substances. A civil lawsuit was filed against Johnson City and multiple officers earlier this year, alleging for years Sean Williams drugged and raped women, and Johnson City Police Department officers let him get away with it. Can y'all believe that? So now we'll go to Tennessee man accused of raping more than 50 women and girls and filming assaults captured in Florida. This was 20 something, 26 days ago. I'm going to have to turn my volume down because I'm trying to get to Facebook on my phone right quick where I'm able to respond to y'all. Go down right here. Yes, it is horrible. Tennessee man accused of raping more than 50 women and girls and filming assaults captured in Florida. Sean Williams had been on the run for 34 days before being spotted at a 7-Eleven in Florida and arrested moments later by police. Look at this sicko right here. And he was a businessman. Look at the sicko. John Williams, facing a slew of sexual assault charges, was arrested Tuesday in Florida after a clerk at a 7-Eleven recognized him by his tattoo. Luckily, on that wanted poster, it had a picture of his tattoo. So that's what got him noticed. He had been on the run for 34 days after escaping authorities in October, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says. A Tennessee man accused of raping more than 50 women and girls and filming the sexual assaults was captured in Florida after being on the run for more than a month. Sean Williams, age 52, was arrested Tuesday near a 7-Eleven south of Clearwater in Pinellas County after a clerk at the store recognized the fugitive because of his tattoo, according to reports. He's very arrogant. You got that right. U.S. Marshal David Jolly told News Nation that authorities using a K-9 were able to track Williams down after he was spotted at the store. He made his way from North Carolina down to Pinellas County, and the night that he walked into this 7-Eleven, a clerk apparently recognized him there, called the police. They were able to move in on him and take him into custody. He was hiding somewhere close by the store, Jolly told the outlet. But according to what I had read previously, the clerk saw um, saw him and thought she recognized, and then she saw the tattoo, and he was outside the store by this time, and then she called for help. Because she would have called when he was in there, he probably would have hurt her badly. Williams had previously been spotted in Greenville, North Carolina, around November the 16th. The clerk, Tasha Baumgartner, said a deputy showed her a blurry photo of Williams earlier in the day. So when he walks in, I'd asked my coworker, I was like, "Is that him?" And he was like, "I don't think so." And I was like, "I don't know." Like I just felt weird about it, she told News Nation. So I rang him up. He bought a hot dog, and then I went outside and I followed him, like sort of around the corner to see where he was going. And he like disappeared, and it was weird to me, Gardner said. So then I was scrolling through Facebook, and a photo of him popped up, a better one, and has tattoo on his arm. And I recognized the tattoo. So that's when I called the police, and I told them, I was like, he was in my store. I knew he was because I recognized the tattoo, she said. Williams of Johnson City escaped federal custody on October the 18th while he was being transported from Kentucky to federal court in Greenville, Tennessee. See right there? Thanks for her taking the initiative and going even further and doing more research to get this sicko caught. You are a great woman. Thank you so much, Miss Baumgartner. Thank you for all the work you did. Thank you for putting yourself in danger also, because you could have easily been stopped or killed following him around. Williams of Johnson City escaped federal custody on October 18th while he's being transported from Kentucky to federal court in Greenville, Tennessee. You see, he's been around. He's been in North Carolina, he's been in Kentucky, he's been Florida, Tennessee. He faces 3 counts of child rape and 20 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, as well as a number of drug charges. The charges stem from his arrest last April at Western Carolina University when police detained him on suspicion that he was dealing drugs on campus. Oh man, so a lot of them kids at college, he probably drugged them as well and did that to them. Oh my goodness. Oh boy, because that's what he was doing in Tennessee. Y'all remember? He was drugging the women and they weren't doing nothing to him. A search of his vehicle uncovered 12 ounces of cocaine, 14 ounces of meth, and thousands of dollars in cash. One of his electronic devices, police found hundreds of images and videos that appeared to show him raping 50 women and girls, many of whom were unconscious. Williams, who pled not guilty to the charges, has a January 2024 court date. I'm sure we need to stay on top of this case for sure. I'll go over here to here now. That's where he was captured. Okay, let me go on read this report with this place because sometimes the different sites has got a little bit more. Women and drugs go together like hand in a glove. Yes, it does. That's true. Okay, I don't know if y'all would like me to play her or whether y'all would want me to go on down. So, see, he's also done trouble in Kentucky. See, Sean Williams, a prison escapee indicted in connection with multiple counts of state and federal child sex charges, as well as rape charges, has been captured in Florida after a month long manhunt. On October the 18th, Williams escaped from a prison transport van while being moved from Kentucky to the U.S. District Court in Greenville, Tennessee. When the van arrived at its destination, the back window of the van was kicked out and Williams was long gone. What, there was no guard in the back with him? What? Why was there not a guard back there? I usually hear that a guard usually sits back there with him too. Wow. His escape prompted a manhunt through Tennessee and North Carolina, where Williams was spotted before his arrest in Florida on Tuesday. He had been added to Tennessee's most wanted list. Here's everything to know about Sean Williams' escape and case. Who is Sean Williams? Here's where law enforcement officers from local, state, and federal agencies conferred on October 18th on Davis Street in Greenville during the search for state federal prisoner Sean Williams. Williams, who's 51, was a successful businessman from Johnson City. He was an entrepreneur who owned a glass and concrete business. He was also a convicted felon known as an alleged cocaine dealer. Wow. Parts of me wonder if he even knew there's other people that we've been talking about earlier, Jackie. You know who I'm talking about, right? He had a history of being accused of sexual assault by various women in the city. Williams had been investigated several times, but no charges were ever brought against him until his arrest. In April 2023, Williams was arrested on the campus of Western Carolina University after an officer saw him sleeping in his car. Inside his car were 12 ounces of cocaine, 14 ounces of methamphetamine, $100,000 cash, multiple electronic and digital storage devices, and 2 thumb drives containing more than 5,000 images of child pornography. plus images and videos of 52 women in states of unconscious being sexually assaulted by Williams. Man, man. Some of these college kids might not even have known that they were raped because they were drugged and done this way. I hope and pray none of them got pregnant from him doing these things to them. When Sean Williams, when was Sean Williams captured? Sean Williams was captured on Tuesday in Pinellas County, Florida, according to Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. Williams was spotted at Largo late Monday. Tuesday evening, deputies were tipped off to his location at Largo 7-Eleven. Deputies arrived to track Williams with a canine and apprehended him. That's where Tennessee Bureau of Investigation had that November 21st, 2023. Please continue to share. And they actually got him. There is his pictures right there where he's born. Date of birth used November 8th, 1971. Height 11. He had a concrete and glass business owner. That's what he was. 170 pounds. He was actually born in Florida. Fugitive Sean Williams is in custody. He was located and arrested in Pinellas County, Florida. As always, thanks for sharing. In custody. We could give hands clap for that. They got this perverted. Okay. Now it says, how did Sean Williams escape? On October the 18th, Williams was transported from Kentucky to Greenville for him to attend the U.S. District Court there. Somewhere between the original stop and their final destination, Williams knocked out the back window of the transport van and escaped. The officers driving the vehicle had no idea he got out until they arrived at Greenville. Williams was originally held in North Carolina, but was moved to Kentucky because of another escape attempt back in July. Yes, he had another escape attempt, which he's denying the charges, y'all. Of course, he's denying that he tried to escape again. After his escape, Williams had been spotted in various spots in western North Carolina before his eventual capture in Florida. What are the charges against Sean Williams? Here is where local, state, and federal officers searched several houses around that area. Williams was indicted in September on multiple counts of child rape, sexual battery, and sexual exploitation of a minor. He was later indicted on 3 counts of producing child pornography. All charges are on crimes spanning from 2008 to 2020. Why was something done to him sooner, y'all? From 2008 to 2020, excuse me? Y'all really failed a lot of people. Sorry excuses. Y'all are police officers. These women came to y'all. Y'all just jerked them off, and y'all didn't care. Since he was a business owner, he had money. He got power. He kept coming up with lots of money, so he was able to buy y'all off. Is that why y'all allowed it? I cannot stand a lot in Tennessee when y'all keep doing these crazy things, not protecting the kids, such as what y'all did over there with the Grant Solomon and Gracie Solomon. That still needs done, which I'm going to go over that case again in a couple of days, within a couple of days, because this is ridiculous. During one of his sexual assault investigations in 2020, police found a handwritten note in Williams' nightstand titled Raped, with a list of the names of the 21 women. Oh my gosh! He actually had a note titled Rape and the names of the 21 women? What? After his arrest in April, it was determined that Williams had drugged and sexually assaulted more than 50 unconscious women with photo and video evidence. He is also accused of assaulting 2 children, the younger being under 2 years old. Ugh, sick. Oh, oh man. Taking a deep breath here. I want to say trigger warning. Can y'all put up trigger warning, please? 2 lawsuits for failure to investigate. There's much controversy over Williams' case because of the number of accusations against him. Williams had been accused of sexual assault charges dating back to 2018. See? And they did nothing. He's been accused, but they did nothing. These police officers need to be held accountable as well. They kept letting this happen. There are now 2 lawsuits against Johnson City because of the lack of urgency in investigating Williams. Thank you, Jack. One complaint is a whistleblower lawsuit filed by Special Assistant U.S. Attorney Kateri Dow, a former federal prosecutor who claims police disregarded her several requests for an investigation and Williams' arrest. She was a former federal prosecutor. Police disregarded her request. Wow! After complaining to people outside the department, she was let go. They ended up firing her because she complained to people outside the department? Okay, I see there being a federal lawsuit coming on about this. That is a huge, huge wow. She was let go all because she complained to people outside the department because the department would not do their jobs. Wow. And she was a federal prosecutor. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Dahl was on contract in Johnson City to monitor and prosecute drug and gun crimes. Williams' case was brought before her because police have found an illegal ammunition charge in his condo in 2020. An illegal ammunition charge. And they still let it go. In April 2021, she was given a federal arrest warrant for Williams for being a felon in possession of ammunition. It was then that Williams fled to North Carolina, where he was caught 2 years later on Western Carolina's campus. How many other schools did he do this to? How many other women did he not? He could have some other thumb drives hidden elsewhere. He ain't going to keep it all on him, I don't believe. I believe there's some more hidden out there. And thanks for joining us. In the second case, almost a dozen Jane Does claim that police deliberately chose not to look into many victim reports and discouraged them from filing criminal charges while Williams continued to conduct crimes. Like that reminds me of the time when I went to a detective and told him about me being raped, and he discouraged me, and he got me to drop the charges and everything. He said that they won't believe me because they just got through doing another case where this woman, the rapist pulled the girl into a car, and she didn't have no underwear up underneath her pants, and said the rapist almost got away with raping her, all because they thought, well, she should have been wearing panties up underneath her pants. I mean, how are they going to know you got no panties on up underneath there that's crazy. It's crazy. This is sick. In 2020, Williams was investigated for his relation to a woman severely injured after falling from a fifth-story window after meeting him at a bar. During the investigation, police found the raped note, ammunition, and electronic devices in his condo. Evidence of Williams' sexual assault to multiple women was found on electronic devices retrieved from his condo following his arrest in April. The devices have been sitting in evidence storage since 2020. Since 2020? What? And then they found more evidence in the car? He had more devices and more. Whoa. Whoa. He had more evidence in the car with him, too, remember? Wow. So prior to the release of an audit that examined sexual assault investigations for 2018 through 22, The police chief and two other senior officers announced their early retirement. Well, y'all don't deserve a retirement. Y'all need to just be kicked out without pay. Excuse me, you do not need a retirement fund when you did not serve and protect the people. Your job is to serve and protect. And y'all did nothing like that. Y'all did not do your job. You did not deserve the retirement benefits. This audit discovered that officers' misperceptions about assault victims contributed to the failure to properly investigate sexual assault cases, gather evidence, speak with suspects, and make arrests. Oh, is that what y'all going to say? No, no, no. This is the 20th century, 21st century, or whatever it is right now. No, 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 no. You already know about it. Tennessee's been having these laws and training and stuff. Don't go there and say that they don't have the know-how or whatever. No, sir. They were just sweeping it under the rug, I believe, because they knew this guy because he's got a lot of money. Just like the police in Limestone County in Alabama swept the pedophile state trooper stuff under the rug and everything that did the child pornography that I had been forced into. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No. The city says it has invested $100,000 into sexual assault training for its officers. It is also reviewing its investigative policies and procedures, but only time will tell if any change comes from this. Well, see, the thing about it is, they already got the laws to train the police officers. Well, you said you need more money. What are y'all talking about? Y'all get with the program. See, and right here is proof where I said that he said he's not guilty for attempted escape. See, that's what I'm saying. Earlier I said, and he's claimed that he didn't, he's not guilty for attempted escape. Allegations that Sean Williams tried to escape from federal custody in Jonesboro last month created a delay in another federal court against him as Judge Clifton Corker postponed a scheduled motion hearing in Williams' federal ammunition case. In a Thursday appearance hearing before federal judge Cynthia Richard Wyrick, Williams pled not guilty to attempting to escape July the 23rd from the Washington County Detention Center, where he was being held since late May as a federal prisoner. A former Johnson City business owner who had been implicated in two civil suits of drugging and raping multiple women at his downtown apartment, Williams was initially jailed in Jackson County, North Carolina, after being arrested April 29 on drug trafficking charges. And here's where Micaiah Evans left talked to Johnson City Police Department Officer Thomas Sparks Wright, another officer at the Williams hearings at U.S. District Court in Greenville, Tennessee, August the 10th. Williams had been a fugitive on the federal ammunition warrant since May 2021, when a Western Carolina University officer allegedly found him with a large amount of cocaine and methamphetamine after approaching his parked car in the wee hours of the morning. He was transferred to federal custody within days. A Washington County Sheriff's Office spokesperson told News Channel 11 Thursday that William is no longer being held at WCDC. After Thursday's appearance hearing, the parties moved upstairs for the motion hearing in front of Corker after a long consultation with Williams's appointed attorney, Bryce McKenzie, and federal prosecutor Megan Gomez. McKenzie asked Corker to delay his bid to have a search warrant for 2020 suppressed as evidence in the ammunition case against Williams. No, you know why you want that evidence suppressed? Because the evidence in the search found out about you doing the sexual stuff. So, there, you want to get that suppressed where you cannot have that evidence that you've done these things to these women. Oh, no go. No go. No, sir. On the original count, I filed a motion that would have been dispositive of all charges. McKenzie said, referring to the likelihood that if motion was upheld, the case against Williams would have been crumbled. With a second count that could bring a prison sentence for up to 5 years, potential criminal liability is very different, and I'd like to ask for more time. McKenzie said he added that he not even been able to review discovery of the escape attempt case, which was just filed Tuesday. Corker rescheduled the motion hearing until October the 3rd and set a September 22 deadline for motions over the new count. Williams now has a plea deadline of October 19th and the full trial, which had been set for September 12th, will now occur November 2nd, which of course he fled, right? People who started it all in attendance. McKenzie's motion to suppress involves a September 19, 2020 search warrant that Johnson City Police Department Detective Thomas Sparks filed hours after Michaela Evans, a Kingsport woman, fell from Williams' fifth floor apartment downtown. See, she's from Kingsport, y'all. Who else do we know around that Kingsport, Tennessee area? Do y'all got any clues? Williams' apartment was full of video cameras that night Evans fell, and police reportedly wanted to search for video or other evidence that might prove whether Evans fell or was pushed. Officers noted a locked safe during that search and thinking it could contain related evidence, filed a second search warrant. It was in a safe, and they allegedly discovered 257 rounds of ammunition that eventually led to Williams' indictment as a felon in possession of ammunition in April 2021. Several weeks later, on May the 5th, 2021, officers unsuccessfully tried to arrest Williams at his apartment, after which he fled. McKenzie argued in a court filing that multiple elements of JCPD's search warrant, as well as their seizure of his phone during an interview shortly after Evans filed, violated his constitutional rights. His constitutional rights? What about the rights of the women? They had no rights. What are you doing? You protecting his rights? The perpetrators? The pedophile, the rapist? You protect his rights? Excuse me? She called the potential and said Evans, who survived but didn't walk without assistance for months and still uses a cane, attended Thursday's hearing. She called the potential 5-year sentence on the escape attempt real nice. I mean, we don't just want 5 years, obviously, but the additional 5 to whatever he gets on anything else, awesome. She said the slight delay in his case disappointed her, but added that the overall cases involved Williams are so complicated she knows there will be delays. He's also at the center of 2 lawsuits against JCPD and the city of Johnson City, both alleging that Williams was a serial rapist who drugged his victims and that the JCPD failed to adequately investigate multiple allegations against him. One case is on behalf of 9 alleged rape victims, and the other was filed by Kat Dahl, a former federal prosecutor who pushed the JCPD to be more aggressive in an investigation of Williams. She claims she was dismissed in retaliation for her insistence on actions and her independent interviews with alleged victims. Everything would take time. Exactly. Everything would take time because how in depth all of this is, Evans said. Different cases, different people, multiple victims, the DA or this lawyer, this person, prosecutor, whoever has to talk to all these people, go through evidence, email people, call people, so it's going to take time. I hope they all see justice, regardless if anybody sees any money or not, Evans said of the alleged victims and all. I think the main thing and the point here is for people to know his name and his face. At that point, maybe if it gets nationwide, I mean, I know it's on the news, obviously, but there's not enough people watching because I think there's other victims in other places. Evans said seeing Williams, who was escorted by U.S. Marshals and was wearing a tan prison jumpsuit and glasses, wasn't easy, even though she said she doesn't want to miss any hearings. At first, I thought it'd be okay. I'd be okay. Let's see. As soon as he started talking, I started crying. Then I told myself it's all right. Justice, exactly, exactly. Williams did a bit of talking out of turn during his first hearing. After he answered Judge Wyrick that yes, he wanted her to do an informal reading of his superseded indictment, including the new count. She said she read the full indictment, which is relatively short. As she began reading through the ammunition count, Williams began to talk. Wyrick cut him off, and he said he had only needed her to read the second count and was just trying to help you out. Wyrick tersely informed him he needed to remain quiet through her reading. From there, he answered only yes. Both times, he was asked whether he understood what was alleged against him in a single count. News Channel 11 asked Evans how it felt to know that her near-death fall proved to be the first domino in Williams' still expanding case. It makes me proud, actually, she said, adding that she hopes Gomez and the federal government will successfully defend the search warrant. Hopefully, whatever they collected or gathered is sufficient enough evidence to continue the ball rolling, and I hope nobody throws anything out. Exactly. See, and here's right here where Shaw Williams' court motion shows JCPD suspected he destroyed video evidence after a woman's near fatal fall from the window. This was July the 31st. As I said, there's a lot of different news things, and I think it's all needed to be shared. Johnson City Police thought downtown business owner Sean Williams might have destroyed video evidence incriminating him or someone else in the near fatal fall of a woman from his fifth floor apartment window in September 2020. Newly filed court records show. Michaela Evans' fall from Williams' window, which sparked a series of lawsuits and criminal charges that has rocked the city's police department, was initially investigated as a potential attempted homicide, News Channel 11 has confirmed. Police interviewed Williams 2 hours after the fall, where they seized his phone and conducted 2 searches of his residence over the next few days. Those new court filings also reveal police knew that Williams had videos that he accessed from his surveillance cameras, and the investigators believed there were likely more videos that could determine whether Evans fell on accident or crime occurred. The attempted homicide label is in the search warrant filed by Johnson City Police Department Detective Thomas Sparks at 8:52 a.m. September 19, 2020, barely 6 hours after Evans fell. Williams eventually was indicted for being a felon in possession of ammunition, then spent nearly 2 years as a fugitive. His appointed attorney in that case filed a motion to suppress the first of 2 search warrants and essentially throw out his indictment. No, don't suppress anything. Hello, Victoria. Good to see you. Significant new details about the hours and days after Evans' fall are revealed in Bryce McKenzie's July the 14th motion and federal prosecutor Megan Gomez's answer, which was filed late Friday. McKenzie's motion essentially asked Judge Clifton Corker to throw out the ammunition case against Williams. No, don't throw out the ammunition case. No, 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 no. Don't do that. He's a felon that should not even have that kind of stuff. Don't throw it out. It claims a search warrant issued hours after the fall lacked probable cause that police illegally seized evidence. His phone during an initial interview with Williams and that the warrant should be suppressed and the indictment should be dismissed. It should not be dismissed. These women, these children need to be supported. These police departments that go on ahead and get an early retirement. No, they need to be fired. They do not need to get their. Uh, they do not need to get compensation. They did not help the women. They did not help anybody. They were just out for themselves. The motion cites a News Channel 11 story from September 21st, 2020, in which JCPD's John Shepard told a reporter the department didn't suspect foul play and was treating the fall as a medical investigation, calling it puzzling. I'm sure, yeah, it's puzzling. Didn't suspect foul play, but she's about to, let the cat out of the bag about what you're doing. Yeah, right. You went on the run too, didn't you? Shepard's comments do appear to conflict with the affidavit Sparks filed on September 23rd, seeking a warrant to search Williams' safe. That affidavit claims probable cause to believe that Williams' safe is in the possession of certain evidence of a crime, to wit, attempted criminal homicide. Gomez's answer, filed late Friday, claims that JCPD acted properly when it interviewed Williams and seized his phone less than 2 hours after Evans was found on the sidewalk beneath his apartment at 2:30 a.m. And what a time to be found, 2:30 a.m. Gomez claims an initial warrant to search Williams' apartment and seize video cameras, storage devices, and related electronics was proffered. And she claims a September 23rd, 2020 warrant to search Williams' safe with the 257 rounds of ammunition were allegedly found was proper as well. And here's the insight. Yeah, victims do need support. That's right. Whatever Corker may or may not rule on McKenzie motion, Gomez's answer and the attached affidavits and JCPD material provide new insight into the early hours and days of an investigation that so far has launched a cascade of other legal and criminal events. Like I said, that's Johnson City, Tennessee. Among those, Williams's evasion on May the 5th, 2021. Let's see, and there was also, when was it, little girl missing? And he did rape little kids. It's got it on videos and stuff that Sicko recorded it. Effort by JCPD to serve the weapons warrant at his apartment and his subsequent fugitive status. JCPD's late June 2021 decision not to renew a contract that housed federal prosecutor Kateri Cat Dahl at Johnson City Police Department to help prosecute federal drug, sex, and weapons cases. Dahl had gotten the indictment of Williams in April 2021, but had pressed JCPD to more aggressively investigate rape and drug dealing allegations against Williams. The Dahl's June 2022 federal civil lawsuit charged of retaliatory discharge and related U.S. Department of Justice whistleblower complaints. Williams' late April 2023 arrest of felony drug charges in Jackson County, North Carolina, and subsequent transfer to federal authorities. A June 2023 federal civil lawsuit against Johnson City and several police officers on behalf of 9 alleged rape victims of Sean Williams. Remember, they said that she was actually Kingsport, Kingsport, Tennessee, is where she had fallen. The motion may also continue to keep alive the questions in Evans' mind expressed during 2 interviews with News Channel 11 about whether she fell or was pushed. She remains physically impacted by the fall, which left her hospitalized for weeks. It focuses mostly on Williams' interview at JCPD headquarters around 4 a.m. December 19, 2020, and the following few days. There's Michaela Evans. There she is right there with a walker. There she is with that little cane, that walking cane, I think that's what you call it, that's got the legs on it, the feet on it. Kenzie's motion claims Williams went voluntarily to JCPD, but became concerned when Detective Justin Jenkins called his apartment a crime scene. It says at that point, Williams wanted his lawyer, Jim Bowman, present but couldn't reach him. With Williams allegedly locked in an interview room, Sparks entered, and upon learning that Mr. Williams wanted a lawyer, he reached out and grabbed Mr. Williams's phone from his hands and attempted to view the phone without consent or warrant. Williams eventually left and walked home without his phone. Sparks' affidavit for the first search warrant to search the apartment for cameras and related equipment says after powering the phone on, it had a message displaying that it was lost, which would suggest that Sean Williams had access to other devices in his residence that can be connected to the camera system. McKenzie claims the initial search warrant was a bare bones warrant that lacked probable cause. It says that JCPD violated Williams' Fourth Amendment rights when it obtained evidence from his seized phone, and it claims JCPD's seizure of Williams' safe, they held it until the second search warrant was issued 2 days later, wasn't allowed by the limitations of the initial search warrant. Cameras pointed at the window, no footage. Gomez's response claims that JCPD acted properly throughout the process. It notes that when the investigators were in Williams's apartment before he went to the station, they noted that there were two video cameras that were directed towards the window that Evans fell from. Gomez wrote that investigators asked Williams about his surveillance cameras and that he stated that the cameras did not record anything on September the 19th, 2020. How convenient, right? How convenient. He did, however, show Sparks two clips from other cameras on the outside and inside entrances to his apartment, which showed Evans, Williams, and another man enter the residence. At the station, following some back and forth about a statement or an interview Williams refused, and Sparks seized the defendant's cell phone and informed him he was getting a search warrant Sparks' contents. Sparks and Williams then argue over Sparks' right to seize the phone. Yeah, Gomez writes shortly after Williams leaves without his phone, which has gone dead after he made a couple calls. Gomez's answer reveals that by the time Williams' phone had sufficient battery, he had since walked home and displayed a message displaying that the phone was lost when police turned it on. The Sean Williams' former apartment building on Spring Street in downtown Johnson City. Investigators believe that the phone had been purposely wiped of the phone data, Gomez wrote. This left them unable to place it in airplane mode, and the contents of the phone were lost. The investigators concluded that the phone could have been erased by the defendant, and because of this, it's likely that he had access to other devices that could be connected to the camera system and his phone. The JCPD never did get a search warrant for the deleted phone, but according to Gomez, the first search of the apartment yielded cameras that had been hidden in a closet. Officers also found a baggie of what was supposed to be cocaine, a gun holster that contained a handgun magazine, and a gun safe. According to Gomez's answer to the motion, officers asked William to open the safe, and that then, in his lawyer's presence, he gave officers the safe combination and said he had provided it under duress. After getting the search warrant for the safe, officers found 257 rounds of ammunition, something Williams couldn't legally possess due to a 1994 felony conviction for manufacture of marijuana in Jackson County, North Carolina. Gomez argues the first warrant was supported by probable cause, said a reasonable person could infer a crime may have been committed, as it's not common occurrence for a person to fall out a fifth-story window. Of course it's not. Suspicion was aroused, she writes, because Williams stated that the two cameras aimed towards the window Evans fell from did not record anything, but he was able to provide two clips of cameras from before and after the fall. That's strange. Based on the information they had obtained, Gomez writes, investigators believe there were likely more videos that could determine whether Evans fell on accident. Gomez also argues that Williams was not detained but was at the station voluntarily the entire time he was there. And she writes Williams' phone was critical to the investigation because it contained video surveillance of the incident. Only after the defendant and the investigators could not agree on how the defendant would transfer the evidence contained on the phone did the investigators seize his phone to preserve the evidence and obtain a search warrant. She cites one case of temporary seizure supported by probable cause and designed to prevent the loss of evidence while police obtain a warrant is usually lawful. We get on down there, and that's where we go on down here, and then so Judge Corker issued an order Monday scheduling a hearing on a motion to suppress that is set August the 10th. plea deadline in the case August 22nd. Jury trial is scheduled for September 12th. But I think he went on the lam then. There is a video right here that I think y'all will want to see right quick. I will have to end up cutting my sound off. So bear with me while I change. I don't mind showing how to do the settings differently on this audio, but y'all will not be able to hear me. She's
is a week away from his next court date, 2 months after it was scheduled. It's our top story tonight. Good evening. I'm Sarah Diamond.
I'm Casey Marler. Sean Williams escaped from a jail transport van October 18th and spent more than a month eluding a federal manhunt. Williams was on his way from holding in Laurel County, Kentucky to federal court in Greenville when he escaped. He was spotted in Sylva, North Carolina on November 17th before being captured in Pinellas County, Florida on November 21st. The hearing Williams was headed to determine whether to grant his appointed attorney's request to withdraw from the case is now set for December 21st. Williams will also be arraigned during that appearance on an escape charge stemming from the October incident. His federal child pornography trial, currently set to begin January 23rd, will likely be reset for a later date. He also faces multiple child rape charges in Washington County Court.
okay, and now here's the news that we received yesterday. Are y'all ready for this? This is where Sean Williams he attempted suicide. December the 19th, he attempted suicide in East Tennessee jail. I think that was probably another way too, where he could try to escape. I really believe that. In Maryville, Tennessee, Sean Williams, a former Johnson City police owner, business owner, Maryville, Tennessee, facing federal child pornography and other charges, is being treated at a hospital after he attempted to commit suicide in jail, according to U.S. Marshal Service. Williams, who was captured on November the 21st after being on the lam for more than a month, was transported on Tuesday to the Blount County Jail in Maryville, where he was placed in an isolation cell ahead of an upcoming court date, according to U.S. Marshals. About 2 hours later, U.S. Marshals say Williams attempted to commit suicide despite heavy supervision. Williams was stabilized and taken to a local hospital for treatment of a puncture wound. Williams is a cunning and a very dangerous individual who has attempted to escape from transport officers, and now attempted suicide, all to avoid facing his charges, said David Jolly, U.S. Marshal for the Eastern District of Tennessee. While hospitalized, Williams will be under significant guard presence by sheriff's deputy and deputy U.S. Marshals. The U.S. Marshals are unsure what Williams used to create the wound and are investigating the incident. Williams is scheduled to be arraigned in federal court in Greenville in connection to his October 18th escape from a jail transport van. He was eventually captured in Pinellas County, Florida. He is also accused of trying to escape from the Washington County Detention Center in July. Before that, Williams was wanted for nearly 2 years on felony ammunition charges before he was arrested in Western Carolina in April, when police reportedly found him in a car with cocaine and methamphetamine. So you see now, the latest is now he attempted suicide. Now, I'm really worried. What if there's another escape from the hospital? I'm very concerned about this, you all. So please pray for all the victims and everyone involved. This is a scary situation. Oh, please keep your doors locked at all times. We never know when there's one of the wolves right in our neighborhood coming out to devour us, coming out to attack us, our children. We have to have eyes on the back of our head, so to speak. One guy one time was on live video, and it's like, I don't trust that guy. He's looking everywhere. He looks too dodgy to me when he's looking at all his everywhere. I said, that's the thing to do. You got to check out all your surroundings. And not even within 5 minutes after that guy said, I don't trust that guy, there were gunshots. But it wasn't that guy, it was somebody else shot a gun. So, yes, that guy was right in checking surroundings, right? He might have ended up being shot. You never know. Prayers for all the victims, the youngest victim being under 2 years old. This guy is a sicko. The officers covering up for him, not letting the federal prosecutor go and do an investigation to try into these cases when the women were saying that they were attacked by this guy. And then they ended up firing her for this. The same officers, I believe the two of the ones that's trying to go into retirement are two of the officers who forbade her and who probably initially got her fired. She lost her job about this, and I think she needs compensated back for her job when she was doing what was right. Okay, y'all, we need to stand united and we need to fight against these horrible, vicious things going on. Please like, subscribe, and share. Exactly. Yeah, that is sad. And it's horrendous, you know. He had over, that they said there were over 50 women, and then another one actually said that there was actually 52 women. And there was actually over, was it about 2,000 or was it, I can't remember how many child pornos that he had also on his, it's sickening. Y'all have to go back and watch that to find out the full take on what he had said previously. But y'all please like, subscribe, and share. I'm doing my best to try to get the word out. I'm not doing this for fame or for money or anything like this. I'm doing this because it's happening too much to our kids. It's happening to too many people. We all need to stand up and get this done. And it already shouldn't even got as far as it's gotten. These people that's supposed to serve and protect are not serving and protecting us. They're turning a blind eye because this guy's got a business, because this guy got a lot of money. They're 1 mile from a prison and they come straight from prison street to the street I live in. Wow. It's scary. It's scary, Jackie. That's scary. Yeah. So thank you everyone for coming. And I want to say God bless y'all. We got some awesome people in here today. We got awesome people in here that stand up for survivors. So please come back and help me fight against these things too. We're not in it alone. Let's stand united and keep fighting this. You're quite welcome. And the prayers for you, Jackie, too. You stay safe too. And say God bless to each and every one of you. Thank you so much, our bucket list. It brings tears to my eyes. I guess y'all could tell that I'm crying just from my voice, even though I'm not showing my camera. because it hits. It hits you hard. This is nonsense. These are things that shouldn't be going on. They should be protecting our kids. They should be protecting the women. God bless everyone, and thank y'all so much. And I plan on coming back sometime tomorrow after I have a doctor's appointment around 1 o'clock my time. And after that, I want to go back over the Grant Solomon, Gracie Solomon case, because we all need to stick back up with that. We need to keep them and get all the help that they can get the word out. Well, thank you so much, and God bless you too. Yeah, I will. I will. Thank you so much. God bless y'all. Lots of love for y'all. Good night and stay safe.